Adamo, and during this video I have interviewed 10 people these 4 questions on marriage. The first one is, what's your definition of marriage? The next one is, what are good qualities of a husband and wife should be present in a marital relationship? The next one is having children important in marriage? And the last one is there a role for God in marriage?
When two people love each other and they want to be together forever.
My definition of marriage is being with someone you love for the rest of your life.
So I think my definition of marriage is two people who are completely dedicated to each other and they are a team and they do everything to support each other.
It's an everlasting bond of love.
My definition of marriage is when two people feel that their love is strong enough that they want to make a commitment to each other.
A marriage is when two people commit themselves to one another and promise to love and honor and respect one another.
Okay, I think marriage is a partnership between two people who are in love and want to spend the rest of their life together.
My definition of marriage is friendship, love, and companionship.
I think the definition of marriage is two people who love each other and want to spend the rest of their lives together.
A simple definition of marriage for me would be a committed relationship between man and woman, and if it's a Catholic marriage, it's a sacrament that they give to each other by their presence at the altar.
Love, honor, respect, forgiveness, loyalty, and understanding.
Good qualities to have in marriage are forgiveness, loyalty, love, and happiness.
I think the qualities you have to have as a husband or wife is you have to be hardworking, trustworthy, dependent, and independent.
Trust, honesty, respect, and love.
Good qualities would be love, trust, patience, understanding.
I think that trust and respect are probably two of the main components. I also think that two people should have a really strong foundation of friendship and also have very similar interests.
Okay, I believe that patience and honesty and the ability to communicate to one another are the most important qualities a husband and wife can have.
There should be good communication, trust, friendship.
Good qualities for a marriage would be to be giving, compromising, loving, honest, and respectful to each other.
So the qualities of a marital relationship for husband and wife, I think, first of all, is to be giving and forgiving. To be able to listen, to respond with honesty, to be patient, but most of all, to be one who is there to serve the other, whichever one it might be.
One of the reasons for getting married is to start a family, so yes, children are important.
If you have kids, because all that matters is that you love each other.
I don't think that kids are important to a relationship because sometimes two people may not want to have kids.
Yes, I do think children are important. It gives them a reason to stay together.
I believe when it comes to children, the most important question is if the two people agree on wanting to have children or not.
I think children are important in a marriage, however, they're not essential.
I believe that children are and can be a very important part of a marriage, but aren't necessarily the reason for two people to be getting married.
I think having children in a marriage is very important to raise kids with the love that you have for each other and teach them about God and teach them to be good people, and families are very important. Carry on your traditions and your beliefs.
I think
having kids in a marriage is important depending on the couple.
Having children in a marriage, I think it's important for the bride and groom as they enter into that marriage, that they're looking forward to a family that they can give to their children or their child, as the case might be, the faith that they have that brings them to that.
Yes, there's a role for God in a marriage, only if the couple will allow him to have a role.
There is a role for God in marriage because God brought those two people together and he'll always be with them.
I think that there is a role for God in marriage because being married under the Catholic Church, God is the one guiding your relationship. You are making vows to him.
God does have a role in marriage because he has a plan for everything, and his plan was to keep those people together.
I do believe that there is a role for God in marriage, and I believe that that role is to help the couple follow a faith.
I definitely think that there is a role for God in marriage. If anything, to give guidelines.
I think that there is definitely a role for God in marriage because marriage is very difficult. It's very difficult to live with another person, and through all the hardships that life might present along the way, if you have no faith in God and if you don't make God a part of your marriage, it would be very difficult to remain married.
I think God does play a role in marriage because you want to be a good wife and a good husband, and if you have a family, you want to bring up your family and believing in God.
I think that the role for God in marriage would to be that you have to trust that he put you with the right person and have faith together.
God's role in marriage, as I would see it, for the bride and groom to spend some time in prayer together, whether it's kneeling down before they go to bed or it's in the course of the day, but to asking God to guide them in their marriage.
To summarize all those answers that you just heard, for the first one, everybody basically said that their definition of marriage was an everlasting bond between two people that love each other. For the second answer, their answers were love, respect, loyalty, and understanding. For the third question, they all thought that children were important, but it also depends on the relationship between the two people, if they want to have kids or not. And for the last question, they all thought that God did have a role, and that role was to guide them in their relationship.